me, you're not grown till you leave my house. That isn't how you want to run your family. I have no choice but to respect that. But don't pretend as if it isn't an unpopular sentiment to us.
Sister Zia Wade, the daughter of Dwyane Wade and the stepdaughter of Gabrielle Union, had social media in a frenzy after posting a photo of her kissing her boyfriend, who was also transgender.
Once Zion came home and said, hey, you called me Zaya and I'm ready to take on this, I looked at it and said, you are a leader. You are a leader, and it's our opportunity to allow you to be a voice.
DL Hughley just checked Gabrielle Union real bad after she hopped online complaining about folks always having something to say about her trans son and alleged gay husband. DL fired back, saying Gabrielle needs to stop putting all her business out there if she doesn't want people commenting on her business. But that's not all. DL is low-key hinting that Gabrielle may have been the one to put her stepdaughter Zaya's gender transition and also those rumors about Dwyane Wade's lifestyle out there for attention and clout. Now, if this sounds familiar, it's because this isn't the first time the Wades have been side-eyed. Y'all remember Jaguar Wright previously claimed there was something weird going on behind the scenes at the Wade household?
He wants to be a woman. That's why they're getting divorced. She went on Twitter cussing out Diddy and then deleted it because Diddy want to throw Dwyane a divorce freak off decisions while you and your I want to be a husband convince your child that they need to get the whole trans thing going on now so they can get a Disney contract. And we all know what Disney does to children. Imagine what they do to trans kids.
And then things really went left when Zaya's biological mother jumped into the chat. According to her, Gabrielle supposedly played a role in pushing her son into becoming a trans daughter. And not for love, but to serve the industry. But wait, it gets darker. Zaya's mother also alleged that Dwyane used his money, power, and influence to ice her out of her child's life because she felt Zaya should wait until she's 18 before making permanent medical decisions. And now some fans are connecting dots and claiming it's no coincidence that so many Hollywood elites have trans children, with some folks like Cat Williams even talking about some type of industry rituals.
So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was gonna be a thing. I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender.
Listen, this whole situation is wild, so let's unpack this piece by piece. So this all started after Gabrielle recently again complained that people always have something to say about her family and the way she and Dwyane raised their children, especially their transgender daughter Zaya. She said that people love to police everything and tell celebrities how to live their lives instead of minding their business. But here's the thing, DL Hughley decided to give Gabriella a dose of reality, and he basically said, you don't get to complain about people commenting on your personal business when you decided to bring your business to the public.
It's also disingenuous to believe that people aren't going to have an opinion of that.
Yeah.
If you make these things public, there are people going to have public assessments of it.
Right.
So I can't fault you for loving your child and protecting them and being proud of them. And it would be equally, I can't fault people for having an opinion.
But DL didn't stop there. He also hinted that he doesn't agree with Gabrielle and Dwyane allowing Zaya to have gender assignment surgery before she turned 18. According to DL, Zaya wasn't old enough to make such a radical decision, and if we're being honest, most people agree with him on this.
You're not grown till you leave my house. You're not going. If you're still going to a pediatrician, if you need my permission to go to a movie, then I'm going to have a say in what happens. If you believe that isn't how you want to run your family, I have no choice but to respect that. But don't pretend as if it isn't an unpopular sentiment to them.
But here's where this whole story about Zaya takes a dark turn. Savon Funches, Dwyane's ex-wife and Zaya's biological mother, alleged that Gabrielle and Dwyane pushed Zaya to transition so they could, allegedly, sell her off to the industry. Now, for a little backstory, Savon and Dwyane were high school sweethearts who made it official in 2002. That same year, they welcomed their first son, Zaire. Fast forward 5 years later and baby number 2 arrived, Zion. And although Zion was born male, Dwyane has said that Zion, now known as Zaya, knew she was transgender when she was just 3.
She was the one who sat down with us as a family and said, hey, I don't think I'm gay, right? I identify myself as a young lady. lady, but she's known that for 9 years.
She's known since she was 3.
She's known since she was 3 years old. This is her life. This is no game to us. We're about protecting her heart. We're about protecting her joy. To do that, we have to support them. We see the smile on our daughter's face. We see the confidence that she's able to walk around and be herself, and that's when you know you're doing right.
Now, what really went down between Dwyane and Savon is still murky, because the stories have been all over the place for years. But what is clear, though, is that Dwyane filed for divorce in 2007, the same year Zaya was born, and from there, things got ugly. This kicked off a long, nasty custody battle, and Savon alleged that Dwyane's legal team made false allegations against her, and allegedly had police and doctors on his payroll to paint her as unstable. Basically, she claimed Dwyane used his influence and money to weaponize the system against her and brand her an unfit mother. But things got even messier once Gabrielle Union entered the picture. Zaya came out as transgender in 2019, and almost immediately, Gabrielle and Dwyane went on this media tour to talk about Zaya's journey.
Once Zaya, our 12-year-old, came home, and first Zion, everybody, I don't know if everyone knows, originally named Zion born as a boy, came home and said, hey, so I want to talk to you guys. I think going forward, I'm ready to live my truth. And I want to be referenced as she and her. I would love for you guys to call me Zaya. And so internally, now is our job to, one, go out and get information, to reach out to every relationship that we have. My wife reached out to everybody on the cast of Pose. We're just trying to figure out as much information we can to make sure that we give our child the best opportunity to be, her best self.
You know what you mean to this community from what you do with your daughter. So tell me how it feels to be at an event like this where you can share in that love.
It feels pretty amazing because Zaya is my date tonight, and for her to be able to see so many members of her community, of our community, that she's looked up to, that have inspired her, that have held her down, had her back, is pretty huge. And there's not too many moments where I'm, as a parent, where I get to deliver that in this kind of way. So I'm pretty thrilled. I'm just really happy to be here and happy to be a part of sharing the community.
Dealing with gender expression and gender sexuality, like we've had with our daughter. So God has given us, nothing happens by mistake. He puts us in this position in life that we're in, and it's for a reason. So we're out here on the forefront. It's our job to help educate.
After that, Dwyane and Gabrielle started bringing Zaya to red carpet events, posting her on social media, and constantly talking about her like she's their only child. And that's when Zaya started landing modeling deals with big name brands like Tiffany and Dove. And that sudden rise had folks talking. A lot of fans side-eyed the nonstop exposure, questioning whether all this publicity was really about Zaya or about keeping Dwyane and Gabrielle in the spotlight. Also, to some fans, it started to feel like her entire identity was being reduced to her transition, like that was the only thing being highlighted. And a lot of folks said if Dwyane truly wanted to protect Zaya, he would have kept her out of the media, especially given how young she was. And they were right, because this nonstop exposure opened the door to nasty jokes about Zaya and straight up creepy behavior online. And then on top of that, other celebrities started chiming in on Zaya's coming out, which only added more fuel to the fire. A lot of people feel like all of this attention could have been avoided if Dwyane and Gabrielle had done more to protect Zaya's privacy from the jump.
They are. But a 12-month years old, I believe that in order to not get your beat after school every day, in order to not be bullied and harassed, let's just get through high school. Not even 21, but maybe at 18. If you still feel the same way, then express yourself.
Dwyane Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male, a 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He's 12 years old. He's not up there yet. He hasn't made his final decisions yet.
I don't hate Dwyane Wade. I just feel that your business stay behind closed doors, and we don't need to know about how you are going to raise your child. But since you put your business out there, I'm going to voice my opinion. Do that. We're here as guidance. We're here as elders. So it's the same thing in make a decision on your sex life or what you want to become. Now, once you've grown, and grown to me is 30. Some people say 18 and 20 is grown. No, grown to me is 30 years old. You have experience in life, and You know how to pay bills.
But here's where things take another messy turn. According to Zaya's mother, Savon, the real reason Dwyane and Gabrielle keep pushing Zaya into the spotlight is all about the money. Back in August 2022, Dwyane filed paperwork to legally change Zaya's name and gender, and almost immediately, Savon fired back with her own court documents, accusing him of trying to profit off Zaya's transition. According to Savon's court documents, the custody agreement she made with Dwyane after their divorce says that he has to discuss with her and obtain her input in the major decisions affecting care, welfare, activities, health, education, and religious upbringing of their 2 children prior to making any major decisions. Savon also claimed in her filing that there are multiple factors to be considered by the court in determining the request to change Zaya's name and gender, and added that Dwyane was positioned to profit from Zaya's name and gender change. But that's not all. Siobhan claims the reason she believes Dwyane is trying to profit off Zaya's transition is because he allegedly told her straight up that money was partially behind the decision. Siobhan said in her filing that in April 2022, Dwyane informed her that a lot of money had already been made and that additional money would be made in relation to Zaya's name and gender issue. Dwyane also reportedly said he intended to make Zaya very famous through different endorsements and contracts associated with her transition. And when Siobhan asked what companies were willing to make deals, Dwyane allegedly told her that various ones were interested and that Disney was a prospective company. But the drama didn't stop there. Just days after Siobhan filed her paperwork, Dwyane clapped back on Instagram and slammed his ex-wife for dragging his name through the mud and accused her of centering herself and her needs without regard to her children. Dwyane denied causing any of the negative attention Zaya was getting, and instead blamed the unsolicited and harmful attention on people who are committed to not listening to her. Dwyane claimed that Savon decided to be an absent parent and refused to communicate with Zaya's teachers, doctors, and therapists. He also denied forcing any identity on Zaya, threatened legal action, and insisted that everything he and Gabrielle did was meant to support Zaya and help her live authentically. But y'all, the fans were not here for Dwyane's Instagram clapback. Most of them sided with Savon, saying Dwyane and Gabrielle love putting their family's private business on blast, and then get mad when people actually comment on it. And then some folks took it even further, saying this mess is all Gabrielle's fault because she seems to thrive on drama. One fan said, "I never liked Gabrielle. I always said that she isn't acting. She's just being her old B-word self. Turning another mother's son into that is evil, and it was not her place to make any decisions for a child who isn't even hers. I hope one day the bio mother gets monetary revenge on Wade and his handler, Gabriel." And someone else wrote, "Mean girl Gabrielle knows that man was bisexual, and notice how hard she pushed to open up Zaya's closet instead of letting the child come out on her own time." But what do you think about all this mess? Do you agree with DL Hughley that Gabrielle can't complain about people commenting on her family when she's putting it all out there? And how do you feel about these rumors that Gabrielle and Dwyane pushed Zaya's transition to sell her to the industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and stay tuned for the next video.